It's not that complicated, but still, movies or shows display leaders as the best speech givers that always figure everything out. But the truth is, that's not always the case. Of course, it is important and you have to appear confident, but there are other essential skills for effective day to day leadership. So, let's talk about the basics of leadership. Basic number one: stay positive, even on your worst days. Let's say you get bad news. Your partner is leaving, someone is suing you, those results weren't what you hoped for, or maybe your promotion was denied. Who cares? You have to keep moving forward. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have emotions or that you should suppress your feelings. Please don't do that. But you do need to control how much you let your emotions influence your behavior. You will inevitably handle bad news. If your direct reports have a problem, you also have a problem. You and your team make mistakes. You have to navigate ambiguity, changes in plans, or embark on projects you don't fully believe in. That's life. So, stay positive. If your team perceives that you are in a negative mood about your tasks and projects, it will increase complexity for everyone. This is for sure. If you show a negative reaction to obstacles, challenges, or projects, you will cascade those negative feelings to your team members, even if they are having a great day. You could trigger a chain reaction of bad moods that didn't need to start. If your team members are already having negative thoughts about something, don't make it worse. Try to help them think together of solutions or ideas to make the situation less uncomfortable. Sometimes you will have to keep fighting lost battles. That's fine. That's life. Use these experiences with your team as opportunities for learning to be better prepared for the future. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to lie to your team. It means changing the mindset from complaining to leveraging the situation as a learning tool. It is not easy, but the more you practice it, the more resilient you become. Basic number two: build the habit of setting clear goals and expectations. People love stories. It is easier to sell something if there is a good story connected to it. Providing clear goals and expectations is like giving them the foundations and rules for a story they can build themselves. A story that they will share with their colleagues, friends, and family. With clear goals, they will understand why they were successful or why they failed. Without the ability to build their own story, they will likely complain about not receiving proper guidance. They have to know if they are being helpful. Without clear goals, the communication between you and your team can be distorted, as everyone may have a different interpretation. This will complicate things for everyone, including you. Setting clear goals also allows you to better track progress and have regular feedback sessions to ensure things are on track. However, be careful. I've seen teams with goals that were not connected with the company's overarching North Star. When this happens, these teams will eventually hit a wall and their expectations will need to be adjusted, and that's time lost for everyone. Now, if you think about it, people want to know how their contributions are part of the overall success, and they deserve to know. So, in order to set up clear goals and expectations, it is very important that your process includes these elements. First, the targets have to be aligned with the company goals, and they add up like a pyramid to the same North Star. Second, make them specific. For example, instead of saying reduce costs, which is vague and can have a million different solutions and metrics, set it to something like decrease costs by 10% in market X by next year, or even more specific than that. Third, make them measurable, not only with metrics, but also with milestones or achievements, such as completing a project or doing a specific research task. Fourth, Put the targets on a timeline. A lot of people forget to track the progress and then panic when, at the end of the year, things are not getting done. So monitor the performance regularly. Number 5, make sure that these are feasible and also make them transparent to everyone to ensure fluid communications and feedback. Adapt them if needed. Now, if you find yourself constantly changing targets, you probably have a different structural problem that needs attention. Take some time to fix this, otherwise, the issue is going to wear everyone down. If you don't have enough data or information to set up clear goals, you can develop discovery or research targets. But unless you work with a research team, avoid doing this all the time because teams usually need a clear direction. You will find it tricky to strike the balance between setting extremely ambitious targets or very easy to accomplish ones. If the goals are too ambitious to the point that they are unreachable, you won't have the buy-in of your team members, and this could generate trust issues. On the other hand, if they are just too easy, well, your company is losing money, and you would be overpaying salaries. People will eventually get bored, but don't worry, you've got this. You will find a way, and if you don't, you will learn. Just go for it. Basic number 3. Give direct feedback about performance and don't wait until it's too late. I get it. Sometimes it's uncomfortable to tell someone they need to improve, but that's why you are managing a team. You must share your point of view with your team members or stakeholders. It's your job. Providing feedback, whether positive or negative, is very important. Both are necessary for a healthy working environment. If you find yourself only sharing good news or only sharing bad news, there may be issues with your team setup or expectations that you need to identify and fix. Now, whatever feedback you have to give, positive, constructive, negative, or challenging, do it on a regular basis. Not all the time, but at least periodically. Every job or business is different, so find the right frequency to avoid surprises. To give feedback, prepare. Review in advance the KPIs, milestones, or projects, and identify both the successes and the opportunities. Develop a clear plan and align on next steps. You could also do it freestyle, but sometimes it's better to have some time to reflect on your thoughts before sharing something that could be very valuable to your team members or colleagues. Every now and then, you will have to go freestyle, but also set up some time to prepare. Remember, sharing uncomfortable feedback is not criticism. It is a sign that you care about someone and are willing to support them. So it's not good when people share feedback only when they are triggered by something. It's natural for team members or stakeholders to react defensively to feedback. That's okay. When conflicts pop up from feedback, calmly address them. It may feel challenging in the short term, but it is great for the long run. So don't worry too much about it. It is your duty. Also, everyone is unique. Some people require more guidance or persuasion, while others respond better to direct instructions. There are also rebellious people among us, and we need them all. So adapt your message and learn as you go. Don't forget to not be too critical of yourself. Whatever happens, happens.